And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win is from Julian C. Who asked the question, who would win a fight? Gamera or Jason Voorhees? Now, normally I would do the best I can to analyze each combatant and go over every specific version of Jason Voorhees there is. Gamera wins this fight. Gamera wins this fight 99.99999% of the time. Okay, let's be. Here's the thing. When you gave me the suggestion, Julian, and you gave me a couple suggestions that involved Jason, you also said, give Jason the win, please. I'm like, now, you might have meant that, like, please give Jason the win. Like, come on, Jason. Or you meant, okay, can you make Jason the winner? First off, if you're asking my opinion, I'm not going to do that. Now, if you're hoping for it, that's a different thing. But let's analyze really quick. Gamera is, roughly speaking, a 10-ton, roughly speaking, actually, how big is Gamera again? Because Gamera's size is kind of like Godzilla's size. It ranges a little bit. Oh, generally speaking, in terms of like a size, Gamera is usually, if I'll get one moment here to get an accurate portrayal on him, Gamera is usually depicted, roughly speaking, at a height of anywhere between 35 meters in like his early years. Or actually, no, that wouldn't be his early years. That would be like, actually, that's like in like the later years. Weird. Anyway, anywhere from 35 to 70 to 80 meters, roughly speaking, in height. Even on the low end of the scale, let's say he's at 35 meters, weighing in at, in terms of metric tons, mind you, that's not the same as regular tons. Anywhere from 80 to, stupid site, I freaking ads popping up, 80 to 80,000 metric tons. But again, that's metric tons. On average, he's like 10,000 pounds, which is still a very large thing. If we lowball that to the smallest stat we have for Gamera, that puts him, roughly speaking, because Jason's roughly like 2-point-something meters tall, 6 foot something, relatively speaking. He's a big dude. I don't think he's quite 7 feet tall, but he's roughly that high. I'm weighing something around the lines of like 200 and some odd pounds, I'm guessing. If you just go by that logic, roughly speaking, going like 2-point-some odd meters in height alone, let's just say 2 meters. Let's just say 2 meters alone. And in fact, that means Gamera is, no joke, 17.5 times taller than Jason, and weight-wise, seeing as technically speaking, tons are even in metric, it's still 2,000 metric pounds, I guess, to a ton. Weighing in somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 divided by, actually, let's do it even simpler than that. 1 metric ton, 2,000 pounds, metric pounds, if you will, divided by, let's say, 250. You're looking at, roughly speaking, that's what, 8? So that's 8. Then you divide that 8 by the remaining, by 80, and you get, Gamera is only 10 times, like 400 times heavier than Jason. And then you got the sheer size, the fact that he can absorb energy, mana, breathe plasma, durable shell, durable scales, can fly. Yeah, Jason technically can't be killed except by another Voorhees, unless you're going by the human version, because it's never stated that the whole Jason needing to be killed by Voorhees is part of that particular lore, or it's part of the lore of Jason X. But even so, Gamera's going to squash him. He'll eventually come back in some form. If Jason decides to fight Gamera again, which I don't know why Jason frankly would, Gamera squashes him, incinerates him. It's a never-ending cycle of destruction. Eventually, you could make the argument that Jason is either going to be killed by other forces, like, say, humanity itself, like some Voorhees or whatever, or it's just going to outlast Gamera in terms of a lifespan. But in terms of Gamera's age, I don't think we actually... Do we have an age on Gamera? How old is Gamera? Because Godzilla is depicted as being like 65 million years old. Like, Godzilla was around before even the time of the dinosaurs. He's that old. At least his species has been. He's that old. In terms of, yeah, I mean, so allegedly there was some connections to Atlantis and all that, but Frankly, there's no indication on his height or his age, as far as I know. Point being, though, he's probably in similar age range to Godzilla. Maybe not quite as old, but similar age range. And then now here's the one version of Jason you could make an argument for. Very minor argument, but argument. And that's Uber Jason from Jason Goes to X. And that is because that Jason has been cybernetically enhanced, to the point where we know for a fact, thanks to comics, he survived re-entry into the second Earth's atmosphere and continued to go on a killing spree. Surviving re-entry is no freaking small feat. Gamera can do that too, but Gamera's a giant turtle with the mass and durability to do that, which means Uber Jason, at best, still may not be comparable in terms of raw strength, because I really doubt he is. Because he'd have to compress all that strength down into that frame, and by that movie's logic, while he could tear apart metal like that, he could not compare to something that large in Gamera. But durability is a different thing when you're talking about like mass and concentrations of like power and things along those lines. Because durability, you can have a ball the size of my fist, but the substance it's made of could be durable to not only survive re-entry into a planet's atmosphere multiple times over, it could survive a nuclear explosion, theoretically speaking, if it's made of the right material. Jason's cybernetics are clearly durable enough to survive things like re-entry, even though he was probably heating up drastically. So that says that, at least from a durability perspective, he's not going to get squashed by Gamera. And he might even be strong enough to at least partially budge Gamera, but we're not going to see like a Superman-esque fight where he just comes in, swings a punch, and just blows Gamera right. No. He might actually annoy Gamera. Like, he might be strong enough to do that. He might even be strong enough to do like a very minor cut on Gamera. But at the end of the day, Gamera can still just grab him, toss him into space. Would the plasma that he generates, though, be enough to damage Jason? Because, again, he survived re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. That's a legitimate question. We just don't know how durable Uber Jason actually is. It's an interesting question. I mean, if it was just fire, then no. Because, again, Jason survived re-entry. But plasma, I mean, technically fire is plasma. But plasma, like concentrated plasma, is a different thing. Like, its temperatures reaching like the heat of the sun, kind of, or hot beyond that. We on Earth have created heat plasma so hot it surpasses the sun itself. We just don't know how, and like it's so hot it can burn underwater. I'll say this: at the very minimum, it might actually be able to. It might not kill Jason permanently, but I think it could actually like harm Jason. And with enough like concentrated spray, like he just melts, maybe starts to melt Jason there to a certain degree. At minimum, maybe melting his feet down on the ground, like melting like the lower half of his body, which actually I think would be hilarious. He just kind of melts to the ground, and Jason's still alive, but he can't really do anything now. Just he's stuck there, and that's how Jason's ultimately defeated. Because even though Jason, especially in Jason X, has nuts regeneration, like not quite Wolverine level regeneration, but pretty damn impressive regeneration. Because his body melded with metal for the nanites and to be Uber Jason and Jason X, I don't think his healing factor works the same way anymore. Like the metal itself won't heal per se. Like the fleshy parts of his body, like his entire head got blown off. He lost an arm. He lost a leg. He had his torso blown out. So he lost a lot of his body mass. And a lot of that's why a lot of it got replaced with metal. But because of that, I mean, yeah, I think because he's more machine now than man. Like literally, I think he would actually be more machine than man. So, or whatever he was at that point. Technically demon, whatever. Mutant. Yeah, but this mutant out there with extraordinary abilities. I think even though he probably can still regenerate on some level, like if his entire lower half just melted into his pool of metal and then cooled, there's nothing he can do about that. He's stuck. Until someone is kind enough to, help him out. Which, yeah, let's be clear, no one's helping him out. So, yeah, Gamera wins this. Unless for some reason Gamera swallows Uber Jason, and Jason destroys Gamera from the inside out, which is entirely possible, hypothetically speaking. Unlikely, but entirely possible. Then, yeah, that's the only scenario I can see Uber Jason actually winning, but it's a very unlikely, but a legitimate scenario. Like, skit, 99.99999% of the time, Gamera's winning that fight. That 0.0001% of the time, sure, I could see that in plausible. I don't even think Gamera would really want to eat anyone. So, unlikely as it may be, there's that one little area of hope for Jason. But seriously, dude, you're asking me to put a giant Jason against a giant kaiju that breathes plasma, can fly, and can basically tank a nuclear explosion. Sorry, man, it's Gamera. I'm sorry. Yeah, but anyway, I digress. What do you think? Do you think there's a legitimate way that Jason not only wins, but wins the majority of the fights? I'd be interested to hear. it. Until then, though, thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superman, Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. So I got my what if today. It's the chapter 2 of my My Hero Pokemon What If. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm not going to be uploading this. Maybe I should upload it before I actually even. So I got to actually do some preparation for that because I'm putting more effort into that one than I normally do. So there's actual images and stuff coming up besides the background. So I actually have to set everything up for that one. So it will take me a little bit to do that. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Later.